As you described the ruck marching that you were doing, for lack of a better term, that's what I think Scott and I would recognize it as. You really nailed that. I did the Nijmegen walk. It's like 100 miles over 4 days. And you're right. You have a middle distance. No one runs the 800 without the knowledge that it's going to hurt really bad, especially that like from like 500 meters on. It's just all guts, and you do it over and over again, But you also learn that you can take it. And so I called it the pain ball. Like, there's 1,000 people on this road walking in Nijmegen. And all of a sudden you just grab your thigh and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And you're like, maybe 10 steps, maybe 20, and then it's gone. And then you'll see that pain ball bounce to somebody else and they'll like grab their neck and like, oh. But it moves and it's coming. You can deal with it and you keep going because you're in cadence. That cadence concept and understanding like thumbs under your straps or no thumbs, just to constantly take that discomfort and make it manageable so you can get to that bigger prize. Like when you do finally stop and you do sit down, changes everything.
And you do these minute adjustments. I'm glad you mentioned the thumbs under the straps. Like as your body breaks down, I would either tighten or loosen the belt a little bit. Right. I would put thumbs under the straps or not. I would lean forward a little bit or not. I would sometimes when I was tired, I would go faster. And there was a kind of a mental relief in actually going faster because at least you were getting some energy from the fact that you were going faster. I don't know. It was a very, very complex mind game. And long before your body stops working, long before your body breaks down, your mind is trying to bail out the entire time, right? I mean, your mind is like this sniveling little whiner that's like offering you these little deals like, hey, why don't we just slow down a little bit and then we can make it up later in the day, I promise you. And then you have to not listen. You have to be like, sorry, like, no, now because because you're offering me little deals, now I'm not going to listen to you at all. And you're going in the other room. And when you put your mind in the other room, then you're truly liberated. Then you're free. I mean, you're free for a while from the tyranny of your feelings.
And did you? I suffer from this where I'll start to mathematically like put goals ahead of me, and you're right. Like when you slow your pace, you're like, well, now it's going to take me 9.5 hours, and that's going to hurt for 9.5 hours. I need to get stopped so I can rest and recover, so I can do this the next day. But then I get caught in the trap of that was 220 paces in the last whatever, and then I start to lose the benefit of the walk for the desire to analyze what's out there.
Yeah, you turn into this like pathetic little amateur mathematician, right? And you divide and it's all these mental games. But your body, particularly if you're an athlete or if you're a soldier, your body's loyal. Your body, at the end of the day, your body will do what you tell it to do. And I love that about the body. And my book is divided into 3 sections: run, fight, and think. And they're roughly the 3 ways that people throughout history have maintained their freedom in the face of a greater power. And the first way, the most elemental way, is just being mobile. I mean, just being faster, having more endurance, being more evasive than the group that's looking for you, whether it's the sheriff's department or the Roman Empire. I know whatever it is. Like throughout history, people have maintained their freedom by just staying out of reach of the powerful. And good people and bad. I mean, some people that are doing that are not good people, but nevertheless, that's the sort of first strategy. And I look at the Apache. The Apache are a great example because in the Southwest, when the Spaniards arrived in the late 1500s, there were 2 kinds of society. There were the Pueblo societies, the Pueblo tribes that were agriculturalists, right? They irrigated, they had farms, they planted. They lived on these sort of like on top of these mesas on basically little fortresses, right? Totally impregnable. And then there were the nomadic peoples, the Apache and the Navajo, that were materially very poor, but they didn't have much to carry and they moved really fast. Now, who do you think stayed autonomous for longer? Of course, the Pueblos got rolled by the Spanish immediately, right? The Apache, who were renowned for being able to move 70 miles a day for days on end. They could outrun cavalry in rough country or in the heat. They maintained their autonomy almost until 1900, right? I mean, that's the year my grandmother was born. That's mobility in service of freedom.